Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. So guys, today's video is a tutorial on how to reduce the slit of a dress or a skirt. So make sure you watch till the end and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, okay? So I recently stumbled on this dress that I had already condemned, or I had made up my mind to give out to my sister, but then I decided to just reduce the slit instead of giving it out. So this dress, I wore it to a party the last time that I wore it, but now I want to wear it to church and I would want to reduce the slit. So in this video, I'll be sharing tips on how you can reduce the slit of a dress without it looking so tacky, without it looking so obvious that you reduce the slit of that dress, okay? So make sure you watch till the end. And as you can see, I also need to work on the bust of the dress because last time that I wore it, my bust was bigger than it is presently. So make sure you watch till the end and let's transform this dress, okay? So guys, the first thing to put into consideration when trying to reduce a slit is that there are so many kinds of slits. But there are two popular ones that can be used for the lower part of a dress or a skirt. So I'll be using this paper to explain what I mean. So assuming this is our skirt pattern and here is our dart. I'm just assuming that this is our dart because the slit is usually placed on the line, the same line with the dart. So I'll just come. So let's assume that we want the slit to start from here. So the first kind of slit that we usually do to a dress or a skirt is to just slit it straight line from here down to from here down. So I'll just slit it. So guys, this is the first kind of slit that I'll be showing you how to reduce. So let's just assume that you have made a mistake or that you have worn the skirt and you feel like you don't like the slit to be at this point again. You want to reduce the slit to maybe this point. So there are so many ways that you can do this. But the first one, this particular slit is the easiest one that you can reduce, okay? It's very easy to reduce. All you have to do is just use needle and thread to tack this. Let me bring the dress and show you. So assuming that this kind of slit is what you have on the dress, it is very easy to reduce this kind of slit. So all you have to do is just hold it from the beginning of the slit, just hold it this way, close to each other, and then with a matching thread with needle, you're going to sew it with your hand, you're not sewing with your machine. You just tack it, okay, and leave an inch space and tack another one. You're not sewing it and dragging the thread. After sewing, you cut the thread and then hold this together again and tack an inch difference. You tack, just using an inch difference, you tack it up to the point where you want to close the slit. And after that, you can use a flower to cover up your stitch like this. You can use a smaller kind of flower or you can use a bow. If you know you can make a bow that will cover up the stitch, you just use something to cover it up. So that's one tip to cover up a slit or to reduce a slit. You can add fringe, you can add any other thing you want, but the best way for me is to use flower to cover it up. Use flower or bow or something to cover it up. Not too much. You are not going to make it obvious that the slit was up to that point. You just have to make it look so beautiful that someone will not even know that there was a slit there, okay? So that's the best way for me. So let's move over to the second kind of slit. So the second kind of slit that I'll be showing you how to reduce is this kind of slit that you remove some inches from the slit after you must have slit it at this point. So you either measure ½ inch here or 1 inch depending on how wide you want the slit to be. So if you measure, like, let's just say this is the ½ inch or 1 inch, you measure it here and then you just take it down. So this is how it looks after opening it. So to close this kind of slit, this is the kind of slit that we are working with. This is the kind of slit on the dress that I want to transform. This is the kind of slit that is on the dress that I want to reduce the slit. So when you have this kind of slit, because you have reduced some inches from the skirt, if you try to drag it to close it like you close the former one, it will not balance. Okay, can you see? It will not relax, it will not balance like the other one did. So to close this kind of slit, there are so many ways you can close this kind of slit. The first way is to add net to this. Like, you get a matching net. So the first way is to add a matching net. Get matching net and use either 5 inches or 6, or depending on how you want to, or you can't do more than 5 inches. I would advise you to do 5 to 6 inches, or you can do layers. You can do 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches to 5 inches. So just layer it and then gather it all the way from here to here. If it is an A-line skirt or dress, you can also decide to take it below here, take it this way, just change the skirt totally. You can also curve it. You can come to this place and curve it, just transform the dress, just curve it this way, curve it this, or curve it this way, and then just attach the layers of net. Okay, it will reduce the slit. It will just add a little bit of length, so that will add some inches to where this slit was already placed. It will probably shift it to maybe 5 inches or just here, but it will not be as wide as it was before. So you can use net to reduce the slit on this kind of, so you can use net to reduce this kind of slit. Okay, so another way to close this kind of slit is to use fringes. I don't have a fringe here, I would have shown you. So you can double the fringe, because fringe is usually scanty, so you might not achieve the aim if you just use it one layer of that. So you can make it double and attach it to this place, you know, just to cover up some, so just to cover up or reduce the slit. So you can just attach the fringe here up to where you want it to stop. Just attach it to cover up, so it will be a way, it might not cover too much, but it will kind of reduce the open area. Okay, to just reduce the slit by some inches. So you can use a fringe to reduce the slit. Okay, another way that you can close this kind of slit, which is what we are going to do to the dress that we are transforming today, is to attach buttons and buttonholes. Okay, ordinarily when you're making this kind of dress, if you want to attach buttonholes, you're supposed to attach it in between the lining and the fabric, but you can just attach it, so you can make buttonholes and then attach them here. If you want to make up to 5 buttons, 6 buttons, depending on what you want, depending on how you want to close the slit. So you just attach the buttonholes. So you attach buttonholes and attach button on the other side. So you can decide to use the lining of the lace fabric if it is a lace fabric, or you can also decide to use the lace fabric itself to cover the buttons. You can also decide to use the Ankara fabric, which if it's Ankara fabric, you can decide to use the Ankara fabric or a matching satin, whatever you want. Just make sure that whatever thing you're using to make the button and the buttonhole, that it matches the fabric that you used to make the dress. Okay, so this is the button that I have today, and I have leftover fabric here. I'll line this and use it to cover the buttons. So I'll do that manually and show you how to do that. So I'll make the buttons and the buttonhole and show you what next to do. So guys, these are for the buttonholes, and I'll set them aside. So I've already folded one button, and let me show you how I did that. Get this fabric and satin. I will not be getting a lot of the satin because I don't want it to be too thick. If it's too thick, it will be hard for me to fold. So here I have the button and the fabric. So I can't use only this. I can't double the lace fabric because it will be too thick and also hard for me to sew. I'll place the satin inside, just little satin, and then I'll cover it. So the satin will just cover on top. So the satin will just cover the top of the button. So I'll place it this way. And this is what I will get. And then I'll start sewing. I'll locate the middle of the button hole like this. I will locate it and then hold it this way to make it easy for me. Then I will start sewing. I'll place my needle and then sew. And then I'll use the thread to just hold it, secure it, and then I'll continue the sewing. So when I've sewn it, when it is tight, like now it is tight enough, what I'll do now is to cut out the excess fabric. So I've cut out the excess fabric and this is how it looks. So I'll set this aside. I'll make the remaining three and then show you all of them. So guys, I'll fold the buttonhole this way, and then I will attach all 5 of them. I'm adding 5 buttons, so I'll fold it and attach them inside like this. Okay, the button is going to be here, so I will attach the buttonholes here, 5 of them. I will attach one here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, or maybe I'll attach them closely. Okay, I will attach the 5 of them, and after that I'll show you how to attach the button. So guys, I am done attaching the buttons. I attached 5, so you can attach 3 or 5 or 6 or 7 depending on how you want to reduce the slit to. Okay, so but don't just exceed the A-line point, which is here, because it's an A-line dress. Don't exceed the A-line point, and don't also exceed your knee line. Okay, so this is how it looks. So when attaching the buttonhole, make sure that you attach it to the lining and not directly. Don't sew directly on the lace or on the Ankara fabric, whichever one you're using. Just tack it to the lining so that nothing will show here. And then when attaching the buttonhole as well, this particular one, this first buttonhole should be shorter than the other ones. It should be shorter than the other one so that everything will balance. Okay, so what I'll do now is to shape the bust of the dress, because the dress is slightly big on me. I'll shape the bust of the dress right now is slightly bigger than my present bust measurement, so I'll loosen it up here and then shape it inside. Okay, so guys, I have finished adjusting the bust, and this is the finished look of the dress. And I rocked this dress to church on Sunday. I am happy that I did not give this dress out. The slit looks more decent now, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from this video. You can always adjust the slit of your dress if you make a mistake, or you just want to change your dress, you just want to reduce the length of the slit of your dress. You can always do that and change the look of the dress. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching up until now. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.